This video shows the addition of specific nodes for each instance and some buttons to retrieve associated default data with that node and the progress status of that operation. By progress, I mean that it's still in progress, not that it is 10% to completion or that type of progress. I have some small things to fix, like the fact that sometimes it looks more than one toggle button is selected, although the information displayed belongs to only one of them. Also, sometimes I notice that due to the selection of the nodes and left side controls on the right side are not synchronized completely. What I mean by that is that, for example, I was trying to show the chart feature for one result set displayed in the Results tab, and I was expecting to find the column in the expander shown in the Chart tab, but that info was belonging to another script. These type of bugs is just logic in the code and things which go out of order. I will exemplify it in few words. I click the databases node for instance DIMS /MSQL Server 01, which triggers the execution of a script. After that, I click the databases node of another instance, which trigger the loading of the control associated with that instance, and the selection of the toggle button that has a header which reflects the path to that node. Selecting that toggle button needs to display info in Results tab and other tabs to update other labels and so on. This is because the entire control was taken from main application, and I decided to not create classes or special classes and objects for this control and use whatever I already have and anything else to just update them manually in code behind. Next topic that I wanted to show in this video, which will be part of the next post, is the displaying of the query execution plan text format obtained in SSMS using set show plan all on graphically using the code I have written for hierarchical control and PowerPoint or shape controls. Better say, the proof of concepts of these controls. Although you will see some errors while trying to obtain the execution plan in text format, while using the query advanced control is worth waiting until I will be able to generate a query that I could execute to retrieve that execution plan. The roadmap already verified via ChatGPT involves to retrieve that execution plan in tabular format. It will be taken, or I will be using the code I already have in query helper control, followed by denormalization of the node ID and parent columns to more columns, which will be done with some code obtained via ChatGPT and some that I already have. Once we have these columns better said the table, I will use the code I have in hierarchical control to put it on canvas like shown in one of the examples here. The hierarchical control doesn't use 90 degrees lines, which is why I will have to use code I have and shown here in the PowerPoint or shapes control. In the beginning, the graphically display of the execution plan in hierarchical form will display only the operator name and its cost, while in the future, I might start adding more information. I don't know yet if seeing the execution plan in hierarchical format is better than seeing it as displayed in SSMS or other tools. I don't know the advantages, but if it is possible and the code is already there, why not try to implement it in order for DBA to have it in that format also? For the remaining of the video, you will see again the hierarchical display control in action and shapes control and a short written summary of what was already said here. It is worth mentioning that the idea of displaying the execution plan in that format was not something that came to me by realizing that I have code that does A, B, C, and D, and I can use it for the execution plan too. No. The idea came because, like I said in previous posts, some of our applications DBAs are using DB Visualizer, and I saw their implementation of the execution plan, and I realized that actually that graphically display looks like a hierarchical display, which lead me to search using ChatGPT how to transform child-parent relationship to its tabular representation in which each level is a column. Once that table is obtained, then the only thing I need to do is to copy-paste code from one control to another and change it accordingly.